Hello guys, good morning, good morning. How are you doing? Let me just see if I'm live. It's Berit here, tuning in from Brazil, and today I'm going to share with you some tips and advices for how to create stayers in your team and organization. So please let me know if you can hear and see me. I hope that you're having a great morning. For me here in Brazil, it's 7 a.m., so I'm still a bit tired, like waking up, and it's nothing better than waking up with you guys. So thank you so much for having me, and I'm excited to what I'm going to share with you today. All right, so I can see some hearts and people coming on, so I'm just going to get started. What I'm going to talk about, like I said, I'm going to talk about how to create stayers in your team and organization. But first, I just want to share a little bit about myself for those of you who doesn't know me, haven't seen me before. So my name is Berit. I'm originally from Norway. I've been in the business since I was 20, so actually it's been 8 years now. 5 years full time. And my biggest goal and dream when I got started in the business was to be able to quit my job and be free. So my goal was always pure freedom. I just wanted to be able to schedule my own days, my own weeks, my own, I love to travel. So I just wanted to be able to travel more than what I've seen, for example, my parents done. I just want to be able to have more flexibility. I'm not scared of work. I have a lot of work capacity. I love to work. I love to learn, but I just want to do it on my own terms. So that's how it started for me. My first years in the business was not like, I didn't have like a fast, like super success overnight. And that's why I want to share this with you as well, because when I got started, I was I saw the opportunity. I had never done network marketing before, so I had no idea what I was getting into. I had no experience. I was very young. I didn't have any education. I didn't have any like network supporting me. I didn't really have anything. Or I had myself. I had a lot, but at the same time, no experience in this business. So when I got started, I was really, I prepared myself to get rich overnight. And that's why I want to talk a little bit about, how to create stairs, because from the beginning, for me, when I was kind of like, okay, I just want to get this going fast. I want to get rich tomorrow. And I had so many goals and dreams that I wanted to achieve. My mindset back then versus when I started to realize that this is a long-term business, it's a big difference. And that's really what you want to create in your team. You want to create people with a mindset of this is a long-term business. It's not just something, that's you're going to do this week and then you're going to quit the next. No, it's a long-term business. So I hope that the advices I'm going to give to you, I've written down 6 tips and advices, and I hope that can help you as well to create, to make people start a business and actually make them also stay in the business, because that's what we want. So for me, since, like I said, I've been doing the business now full time for a bit more than 5 years. I quit my job in Norway, my last employee job, like real job, in 2014, so 5 years, and started my own, living off my own business, moved back to Australia, and since then I've been really traveling. I've been back in Norway during the summer to see my family and, visit my mom and stuff like that, but the rest of the year I'm really just out of Norway. I don't like the cold, so I just avoid the winter, and then I'm, back for the summer. So now I'm in Brazil, enjoying the summer here, beautiful weather, hot, warm, the beach, and then in May I'll be in Spain for the Success Summit, and then I'll probably go to Norway to see my family. So freedom, guys, that's what this business gives you. Doesn't matter, your dream doesn't have to be, the same as mine, or your coach or sponsor, whatever. Your dream, just make sure that you are working for whatever you want. And I think for most of us, even if we have different dreams, I think freedom is the word anyway. We want to be free and to be able to live our life to the fullest and the way we want. So anyway, I'm going to go into this create stairs thing. So the first thing you want to always remember to do with your new business partners is to set expectations, or share, share what can they expect in a business. And that really takes me back to, I share about like my beginning. I was expecting, this to go really fast. I was expecting to get rich overnight. I was expecting, when people get into something, they have some expectations, and if you don't help them to set the expectations, they are going to set the expectations themselves, and then it can be whatever. You don't know what they're going to expect. But if you talk about this, and if you're open with your team about this, you talk about what can you expect when you start this business, and then you share stories, and share that some people, they start and they make a lot of money very fast, they have quick success. But most people don't. Like for me, I didn't have that. I didn't see the big payouts like my first years in the business. And I think it's so important to talk about this, so people don't get started, think that they are going to make a lot of money in like 1 month, 2 months. And then when it doesn't happen, they quit, because they are kind of like, oh, this didn't match my expectations. So just do this from the beginning, set the expectations, talk about expectations with your team, so they know this is a long-term business. Yes, you can, and some people do make a lot of money fast in their first months, their first years, but a lot of people don't, and that's okay, because it's not really about fast success in this business. When I realized that, something changed. I started to think more. I was willing to put more into the business, because I realized it's a long-term business. So what I build now, I'm actually going to live off my next, years. So yeah, just just help your new partners, because most people who are getting started in our business, they have never done network marketing before. Some have, but most they haven't. So what you want to do is just help them to understand how this business works. Help them to understand it's not about growing fast. You can, but it's not really about that. It's about being a stayer. And I see, for me, a lot of the people that I watched my first years, when I was kind of sitting back, I didn't understand the business, I didn't really get it, I didn't see the big payouts, I didn't go on the success trips, I didn't do all this fun stuff. I was just sitting there and watching other people doing it. But today, when I look back, I see all these people, or not all, but many of them, who was growing very, very fast, very, early in their business, they are not here today. So it's not about making a lot, or at least that's how I think. It's not about making a lot of money just for a few months and then quit. This is a long-term business. It can give you a lifestyle. So I would rather be here, 8 years after, having a stable income and business, growing business, instead of just making, a lot of money just for a few months and then you quit. So it's up to you really what you want, and share that with your partners, so they are set and they know. So if they don't get results in their first months, they know they kind of expected that to come, and they know they just have to keep going to get the results, because they want to build something stable, they want to build something long term, and that really changed. I love Nuskin actually as well. They are saying, what did I write? Promise less and give more. And I think that's such a good way to think in a business as well. Do the same with your team. Promise less and then you give more, because then people are not kind of disappointed of how they're beginning, or how their business got started. So that's number one, set expectations, the right expectations with your team. And number two is to give your team a feeling, or the people that you are getting started in your team, get them a feeling of being part of something, like a community, or, a team. Because people don't want to get started in this business and be by themselves. So what you want to do is to create a community feeling. You want people to feel that they are a part of something, both online but also offline. So catch up with your teammates, meet them for coffee, sit down, work together. Just make them feel that they are a part of something, because that's actually one thing we don't have in our business unless we create it. we don't have, not that we want to create an office, but we don't have an office, we don't have a boss, we don't have that community that people maybe might miss. You know, some people like to go into work because of the people. And that's what we have to create in this business as well. Not as strict as an office and you have to come here 9 to 8, 9 to 5 and stuff like that. We don't want that. But what you want is that feeling of, I have people around me, this is a social business, I have support, and yeah, just work together. And that's so important as well. When you start and work with your team, you want to do it together. You don't want to be that kind of leader that are just sitting back and telling people what to do. I'm not going to go into that because that's kind of like a different topic, like how, you know, like good leader tips or advices, but really just do the work yourself and work together with your team, because that is really what inspires them, is that you are actually taking action as well. So create, you know, a feeling of being a part of something both online and also offline. So number 3, that's mindset. Train your team on their mindset. I don't know about you guys, but when I got started in this business, I had never heard about mindset before. I didn't know what mindset was. I was really young, but nobody ever told me about that in school, or, you know, like, never. So when I got started in this business, and one of my sponsors, he said, you know, you have to work on your mindset. And I was like, I don't need that mindset thing. I'm just going to do the business, get rich tomorrow, and that's it, you know. And then I realized that mindset is everything. Mindset is what separates the best from the rest. So if you don't coach people and teach people about mindset, you know, some people might come into the business and they know all about this. They've been training themselves, they've been, you know, into self-development before, and, you know, but most people haven't. So it's so important that you actually talk with your team about mindset. You talk with your team about what's going to happen when you feel like quitting, because all of us, we have felt or are going to feel like quitting. And what happened, you know, like, is that a real like thought, or is it just, you know, your mind trying to trick you somehow? You know, like, you just have to build a strong mindset, so that the times that you feel like quitting or the times you are feeling down, you just have to get yourself out and keep going. It doesn't mean that you know, like, sometimes you get thoughts like, oh, you know, maybe this business is not for me, maybe I was not meant to do this, you know, it's not going my way, maybe I have to look for something else, maybe it's not the right company. We get all these thoughts, and it's normal. We just have to make sure that, you know, we have to share this with our team, and then, you know, train them to, you know, these thoughts are just false. You just have to kick them out and keep moving forward. It's just like kind of like a trap. It's your own mind kind of like trying to trap you and telling you to, you know, do something easier or just settle for less, you know. But you don't want that. You want your dreams. You want to go for the lifestyle that you really desire and what you really deserve. So then you have to fix your mindset and really, you know, keep going. So talk about that with your team as well. It's normal to feel down. It's normal to doubt. It's all these things are normal. But when you work on your mindset every single day, it gets easier to get rid of these thoughts. I still get them, but it's easier for me now to get rid of them than it was for, you know, 5 years ago. So talk about mindset, but also share how to work on your mindset. Because if people don't know about, you know, self-development, how to do this, you have to share some tools. You have to share, oh, you know, this book or this podcast, link them into this OTG podcast as well. Just make sure that they have some tools. They know how or what they're going to do to work on their mindset. So it's so important. Mindset is what separates the best from the rest, no doubt. And then number 4, love the products. Make your team love the products, and that's, of course, it starts with you. You have to love the products. You have to become a product of the product. There's no doubt at all that a team with people that all are like, they have changed all their products in their bathroom to Nuskin, no doubt they're going to have more success than a team just buying, you know, a mud mask and a whitening toothpaste. Doesn't work. You have to become a product of the product. You have to use all the products. You have to love the products, and you have to talk about the products as well with your team. So I think it's just sometimes we are very focused on customers when it comes to the products. We are very, very focused on getting new people into the team and the business, and then we kind of forget to talk about the products with the people that are already in the team, because to be honest, I'm actually my biggest customer. I think I'm the one of all my customers and myself, I'm the one buying the most products, and that's how it should be. I love the products, I've changed everything, and I buy so much for myself, and that's what I want to duplicate to my team as well. Because when you love the products, it's so much easier to grow the business, because you are the product. You are the product. It's so much easier to share both with customers but also with new people. You have to have 100% confidence in the products, and the only way to get it is to use the products. And a lot of time, people ask me, if I'm going to do like a product showcase or a beauty event, I don't know too much about the ingredients and stuff like that, and I'm like, who cares? I don't know anything either. After 8 years, I don't know about the ingredients in the products, but I know about the products because I use them myself, and I have a lot of stories about the products, and that's what moves the business forward. It's not the ingredients in the mud mask. It's the stories behind the mud mask or the Lumi Spa or whatever product you want to talk about. So it's not the facts and ingredients, but it's the stories, and the only way you can create stories is to use the products yourself. So just make sure to love the products and to share about that with your team. So everyone in the team should be their own biggest customer. Number 5, have fun and celebrate success. This is so important. People don't want to be a part of something boring. People don't want to be a part of something negative or something that is not, people want to have fun. So just have fun and celebrate every single success on the way. When I got started, I got a feeling, it's many years ago, so it's, far away. It's nothing like that now. But when I got started, or at least I felt that in the team, that nothing was really good enough until you reach Ruby and got on your success trip. Or maybe that was just in my mind, but that was kind of the feeling I got sometimes. And maybe that's why I didn't enjoy the beginning of my business as well, because like I said, I wasn't one of those with a fast success. So I kind of didn't feel, I don't know, I just didn't feel like I was making any progress, but of course I did. I was attending every event. I reached brand representative. I reached a few goals in my business, but I didn't really feel like, it was not really any big deal about that, because what you had to do was to reach Ruby and go on a success trip. So I just think it's so important that you don't duplicate that to your team. What you want to duplicate is that every single step is awesome. Even just to reach 1,000 points to start your LOI, it's amazing. That's the beginning of the business. To reach brand representative, or even, if you have people in your team who are not working towards the qualifications, sometimes you have people starting up the business just to make a little bit extra income to pay some bills. And they might just, maybe they have a few beauty events during the month, and that's what they want to do. Just celebrate them as well. Whatever they achieve, just, go out for a dinner, have a coffee, have a glass of wine, just do something. If you're not together with your team, if you, for me, I'm in Brazil, you can send flowers, you can buy a necklace, you can send a letter, old school, but it's very nice to actually achieve. Just do something for the people that you're working with, because this is the same thing as I spoke about at number 2, when it comes to creating a community and kind of a feeling of being a part of something. It's the same here when it comes to celebrating success. If you are in an office or you have a normal job, if you do something good, you're going to be recognized for it. You're going to have, maybe they make you a cake at work, or they buy you flowers, something like that. And I think that's something we should do in our business as well, even if we don't have that environment, and that's what we don't want anyway. But even if we don't have that office environment, or colleagues environment in that kind of way, we should create that, because you know, people want to be a part of something, and people want to I don't know, it feels good to be seen for what you're doing when you're achieving something good. And that could be even just, you know, people starting to work online and sending their first live. That could be huge for them. So just make sure to celebrate your team. I have a book here. I always put like quotes and stuff on my books, and I have a quote in this book, and I just want to read it because I think it's so good and well said when it comes to, you know, celebrate the success of your team. So it's: train people well enough so they can leave. Treat them well enough so they won't. So that's really, you know, I just have this in my mind all the time. I want to coach people and train people, you know, so they can leave if they want, but treat them that well that they are so happy to be a part of your team and a community that they want. They love to be, even if they have a down, you know, even if they meet some, you know, like challenges and they struggle a bit in the business, it doesn't matter, because they have a great team around them. They have fun when they work, and it's just so important. And I know this as well for sure, because I have had a few jobs that I just hated. One of them was in Burger King. Actually, nothing wrong about working in Burger King, but for me it wasn't really my dream. I was working there my last year in high school, and then it was shit. Sorry for saying that, but it was like it was just hard to go into work. I worked on the weekend because I was going to high school. I moved out from my parents, and then I needed money to pay for my living. So I actually had shifts during the weekend from 1 in the morning to 4 in the morning, 3 hours in the middle of the night. It was hard. But the reason I kept going is because the environment, the people I worked with there, was so fun to work together. I loved to go into work because of the people. So if it wasn't for the people, I would probably quit. And that's the thing, like, you can have the shittiest job, or it can be like you can be in a very bad period of your life, but if it's fun to go into work, it's going to be awesome. And the opposite as well. You can have you can have your dream job, and then it can be like, you know, like, oh, you just really can't handle the people at work. It's just like always negative, and then even your dream job is going to feel shit. So it's really about, you know, whatever we are doing, it's just about having fun and create like a good and positive environment and celebrate success with our team. And then the last one, number 6, is to always remind your team about why they got started. I know a lot of times we can get a bit like, you know, if you talk with somebody in your team, and they are maybe like a little bit stuck, or maybe they are like, oh, having a hard time. Maybe they are starting to doubt, you know, all these things. And then so many of the times this happens. A lot of the times we are ending up actually talking with our team about what we're going to do. Okay, let's put a plan. Let's, you know, set goals. Let's talk about the daily to-do list. We talk about how. And this is like a big mistake, because what you have to do when people start to doubt, you have to remind them why they got started. I have had a few times in my business when I started to doubt, and I spoke with a few of my uplines a few times, and what they both did right, they both said, why are you doing this? Why did you get started? And, you know, and that just got back the, you know, I just had to think like, okay, so if I quit this business, what's the options? And I was like, okay, there's no options, so I have to keep going. I just have to maybe take a break, or, you know, go out, do something else, forget about the business for a few days, be with your family, you know, just get back your energy, and then you're on again. So a lot of times when people are starting to doubt, what they need is not necessarily to go through, oh, this is the daily to-do list, this is what you're going to do. No. They need to be reminded of their why. They need to get back to their why, and really just think about why did they get started, because the why is what drives us. So it's so important. And also from the beginning just make sure that you talk with people before you get them started, like what's your why, what do you want, so when they start to doubt, you know what they want, you know your team's dreams. And it's so important, like your team's dreams, that was hard to say, but you should know your partner's dreams, and they should be as much your dreams as they are their dreams. So just make sure that you are always connected with your dream, but also with your team's dreams, and that you always know, and just write this down, you know, when people start to doubt, just remind them, like, why did you get started, why are you doing this, what is your future goals, how do you want to live your life, talk about that dream together, talk about that, maybe meet up, sit down together, work on the 101 goal list, work on the dream board, do something together, like put a vision about, you know, what we're going to create, what we're going to do. It's going to be so much fun. Yes, we're going to meet some challenges, but it's good. Just think about in 5 years when we are doing all this, and just make that person start to dream again. That's it. So really, number 1, set expectations. Number 2, create a community and a feeling of being a part of something. Number 3, train your team on their mindset. Number 4, love the products. And number 5, have fun and celebrate success. And number 6, always remember the why. So that's it, guys. And what I want to end this call with is just to remind you all, you have to do this yourself. So you have to, if you want to find people that are, you know, like this, that use the products, that are working on their goals, that, you know, if you want to create other leaders that are celebrating success for their team, you have to be that person first. So just look at yourself and look at, you know, how are you working today? What are you doing for the team? And make sure that you are the person that you want to get into your team. You have to be your best customer, and you have to be also your best partner. So thank you guys for watching. I wish you all a great day, a great Monday, new week, new opportunities. So just get out there. Don't think, just do it, make it happen, because you all deserve it. So thank you so much. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.